Well, hello, Spyder Wayne here, and it is Thursday, June 5th. Are you having trouble getting into the side cases on your Spyder RT, at least for the 2020 and newer models? Is it getting to the point where when you pull the lever on the front here, you've got to push and pull to get the doors open, or perhaps they've stopped opening altogether? Well, if you stick around, I'll show you how easy it is to get them open, even if they're seized, and I'll also show you what I did to pretty much fix the problem so they're like new again. Okay, so the main reason I came out to my garage today was to get my Mini-Mate camper and my Spyder ready for my first camping trip of the year. I'm heading up to Canada for the weekend. But there was a little maintenance item that I've been meaning to do for quite some time on the Spyder, and that was to fix my side cases. They were getting difficult to open. I couldn't find any videos on this. There may be some out there. I couldn't find any. But I know I had found this in the manual, and it's on page 138 in my manual. Let me just read this to you. This is a section called What to Do in the Following Circumstances. So this section is about if you lose your keys, if you cannot open the side storage compartment, which is what we're going to talk about, and if you get a flat tire. So this is in the manual. What's not good is, there's 3 pictures, but they're not the greatest pictures of showing you exactly what to do. It just says you remove the rear passenger seat, you remove 2 retaining screws, and it's the same on both sides. That's holding this access panel down, and then you remove that panel, and then you can move the latch to open the side case. It doesn't show you how to do that, but we'll show you that. It's easy. While I was in there, I thought, well, I'm going to try and lubricate what I can to see if I can get this fixed. And as you can see now, if I pull the latch, left case opens. If I pull the latch on the right side, or the left side, they're working like new again. So let me show you what I did. Okay, the first thing to do is remove the rear seat. And I'm just going to move that out of the way there. So under the seat, there's 2 T20 Torx screws. These are holding this access panel right here. We're going to remove those and pop that off. Okay, so you need a T20 Torx screwdriver. If you've got one of these jackknife style gizmos with the multi-sizes, one of those will work fine. Suggestion, if you keep your tool bags in a side case, and it's that side case that seizes up, not much point in having your T20 Torx in there. So you might want to keep one of these or one of these either in the trunk, or the little storage compartment up front. All right, let's remove those. 1 and 2. Now this panel is underneath this rubber holder here and underneath here, but you just kind of lift up and pull. There we go. So you just got to maneuver and wiggle it out. Okay, so that's the back of the Spyder. That's the front of the Spyder. The latch is right here. It's kind of a triangular with a round top. That's the latch. And the other side of that latch is what's on the inside of the side case. So, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a piece sticking up right there. I'm behind it, so I'm at sort of the back of the Spyder, and I'm going to push to the front of the Spyder. And the door popped open. So this latch right here is what was starting to seize up, or was seized up. It could also be over time that the cable itself that runs from that latch to the front lever, if you get some corrosion and moisture inside the cable cover, it could be seized up in there. But that's the latch. That opens the side, that gets you what you need. Side view. So here's the inside of the latch, and this is what opened up. So I'm going to try and close it. So when you close your case, what happens is, I'm going to try and push that there. That is the locking latch that keeps the case closed. Now, there's a second one right there. I can't point and hold the light at the same time. Now it rotates as well, but it doesn't lock. When I close the side door, that'll rotate like the front one rotated, but it's the front one that locks, and it needs to be released by the lever on the front here. This one just rotates, doesn't lock. So it's kind of a backup. So you've got one lever on this bar here, and the one latch that locks is the one that this goes into. So getting in and getting your case open is easy. But what I decided to do was try and get some lubrication in. I sprayed some in there and I'm not a lubricant expert, so I'll show you what I used. I mean, whatever floats your boat, whatever lubricant you think is best for this. I don't know what's best, but I've got a few different ones. I ended up grabbing my garage door Pro Lube and, getting the little straw on there and, squirting it as much around as I could. Squirting that one. I squirted from the top in there. It didn't loosen it up right away. So with the screwdriver trying to lock the latch and then popping it open with this, at first this still wasn't popping it open, but once it moved back and forth a few times, so I had to use the screwdriver to pop it open a couple times, it started to loosen up. So like I said, you got to lift the front seat, you got to pop off the back seat, you got to take 2 screws out and pop that cover off. So now I'm going to put it back on. So if you pop this rubber up a little too far, this part has to go underneath the plastic here. And same with along the side and the back. There's a part that kind of hooks in under that to get that in the right spot. Same with the back. I've got to get this part underneath the plastic here. So I'll get that under. I've got to get this groove around this plastic lip here. I've got to make sure at the end that these two little tiny, they got little lips on them so that they clip in. They will end up going down in this right here. This very skinny flat piece of plastic will go down in that skinny slot that's right there. That end is in. This along the side is now, it's went in on the groove. I've got to get this rubber back down. There's what I missed. This plastic part here, I've got to pull down. There's a slot right there. That little plastic has to go in the slot. There we go. It's in. Now the 2 torque screws. So this is the easy part. Good and snug, not too tight. You're screwing into plastic, remember. And one last thing I want to talk about. When the problem starts to happen, when the side case is not opening automatically when you pull that front latch or that front lever out, you're tempted to start pulling on it harder. This is made of plastic. You keep pulling on that harder and harder, it'll break. That's good, so I just push. Done. So I hope this helps. It is not difficult to open your side cases even if they're completely seized. Take a little bit of time, pick your lubricant, play around with it, maneuver it, open and close it, and maybe it'll free up just like mine. Mine are like brand new. I'm loving it. So if you stuck around till now, thank you so much. And until next time, please take care.